Alright, as planned, somehow I've made it to this final leg of 2019 season of the Daytona 500 limited time series for the car 3. So I've been making about 25% increment completion on the last two cars. For the remaining, I don't know how many days, it was 6 days maybe. So here we are for the, I guess now it's final 20% because I just went ahead and completed the tier 12. So little less to do on this final leg. And if I wanted to get it done without doing any more race, it would cost me 150 gold, but that is silly. Alright, so NASCAR at Silverstone, Endurance at Circuit of the Americas, and another NASCAR that actually requiring PR at Catalunya. So 7 laps. I think that will put the car in red, wouldn't it? So let's get Eric in here since he's, idling for free. So here we go. Yes, some of the races, I was kind of slumbering through, or had to do it while I was doing some other activities like cooking or so yes, sometimes some of the races, if you have enough patience to watch through all my races, you might have noticed, like, what is this guy doing? Right? But hopefully this final leg I won't have any more distractions than what I had to endure to get to this point. So here we go. All right. Of course, with a fully serviced car and these national circuits obviously feature more corners than your normal NASCAR tracks. So even if your car is in critical condition, generally if you have trained your bots, they overcompensate and slow down way too much around each corner, which allows you time to catch up, right? But in this case, I don't think it really would make much of a difference. But anyway, of course, bots in my grid, they are pretty slow. Afraid of that speed, Anyway, let's see. So now that I've had a bit more chance to drive all 3 NASCARs, what do I think about 3? It really hasn't changed my opinion, to be honest. I think all 3 drive about the same. There might be ever so slight difference in, let's say, Camry having just a lid with higher top speed. So for doing stuff like top speed team event, yeah, it will perhaps there's enough difference to get you better results, let's say. But for just going through and completing the series, I don't think there really is going to be any significant difference. Generally speaking, higher grip does make it, I think in general, most racers enjoy the cars with higher grip, just because it's a little bit more forgiving when it comes down to your braking points and whatnot. You don't have to be as precise. Although sometimes it's nice to have cars that are a little bit more tail happier, like this one. Camaro, of course, traditionally known for being rather tail happy, not just in the game but in real life as well. So perhaps it's just trying to live up to its reputation there, right? Anyway, I'm about to lap the whole grid here, which is not something that I was planning on doing, but well, you know, what do you know? Next race is endurance, right? The second race in the tier 13 here at Circuit of the Americas. Of course, I would like to preserve the car's condition as much as I can, so for this one, I don't know, I might have to just sit by the finish line and kind of wait for the rest of the grid to catch up so I don't win by, you know, lapping everybody. Because obviously if I do that, in the next endurance race, the target distance would be significantly longer than I would care to spend time doing this. And not right now. Maybe once I win the car in the actual 2019 season, you know, especially against actual people like TSM. That's a bit more interesting. Against flag bots, I feel like that's just a waste of time. So let's get everybody rolling here. Is everybody gone? Looks like it, yeah? Alright, so here we go. The sound of the track different from outside the car? It is, isn't it? Obviously, engine sound is different, but I thought I heard the actual, like, noise of the cars whizzing by just now. Or maybe not. Alright, final lap. And the next limited time series coming up well, I guess it's tomorrow. It's gonna be the Ferrari, right? 812 Superfast. Didn't we have I think that was originally won through special event, not limited time series. So if you have won it, obviously you got an option to whether you want to run through the series or just go as far as your PR is to win the car. We'll find out. I guess we already know what the PR requirement is to complete the series, since they nowadays publish all that information. Not always accurate, but at least pretty close. Most of the time it's accurate, so maybe I should give them a little bit more credit. Anyway, there we go. 7 minutes 30 seconds. Obviously, didn't have to take that long. Since national circuit, I think we can finish under a minute a lap. So for 7 laps, it should have taken more like 6 minutes and change, but you know, you saw me. I was just kind of hanging out. 46-second lap for at least the best one. So, of course, the bots were just taking their sweet time, which is okay for now. All right, now let's see. I guess we can check out this endurance race and see what kind of distance we get if we're in 2-mile range. All right, 2.2. So we've done all right with the bot training so far. So 2.2 miles. Let's see, that's about 1.6 kilometers is a mile, so we're talking maybe 3.5 kilometers, somewhere around there. So the service bars, I think 1 bar equals about a kilometer. So the service bar goes down in metric. It would be obviously more beneficial to us if it went down in miles, since that's a longer unit of distance, but no, I think they're going metric. At least that's my observation from the past. Alright, and it's a Grand Prix circuit, so of course we make the long ways around here. Alright, so since we only have 1 more mile to go, I should probably stay back here and don't accrue or don't add any more time to my countdown clock here. Alright, 2.0 mile marker up ahead. Of course, this is where the club circuit and national circuit kind of merge, right? .2, 2.2, there we go. All right, another 30 seconds to kill. So what shall we talk about here today? Maybe I should look up that information on the next limited time series. So here, let me fire up my browser here, see if I can look up this info, if I manage to get it in here before the timer runs out. Let's see. All right. Get some fame points for the effort there. Cannot talk. But anyway, here I got the page up here real quick. So yeah, about 2 bars solidly gone, and then the 3rd bar just taken out a little bit. So that's, yeah, like 3 kilometers, as I was saying. So there you go. That's how you can figure out. And then all you need to figure out is what the distance of different tracks are, and multiply that obviously by the lap counts, and then you will have a fairly good assessment of which race will put your car in red and which ones won't. But anyway, all these NASCAR races this late into the series are all going to put your car in red, just simply because we have so many lap counts. Speaking of lap count, let's find out what this Catalunya National is going to be. It's 7-lapper, so I'm expecting it to be comparable to the one at Silverstone. But since I was talking about this, let's see, what's the limited time series for 812 Superfast? PR requirement is 70.6, so there you have it. And 80 gold is apparently the reward. So if you have the car sufficiently upgraded, then that's free 80 gold in a way. I'm used to falling behind in this beginning section of these. Not used to, like, actually like keeping up with them and being able to overtake. I'm so used to running in red, but here we are. All right. Whoa, little tail happy as I was saying, but superior braking power, so much for that. Because you know that supposedly the Camaro's edge is in its braking power, but I don't think it's significant enough to really make that much of a difference. Alright, come on, what can you do? About 166, 165 when I passed that finish line. So maybe I should check, really look at the lap time. Would that be a better assessment? That we can compare with the other cars, maybe? Oh, I think I went off track just a little bit. Clipped the inside corner there. Alright, not skidding, alright, that's pretty good. Get a nice entry angle and go full throttle here. Yeah, a little bit better, right? And what was the lap time? Was it 50 seconds plus? So it's gonna be a little bit longer than Silverstone, I guess. Alright. I feel like Mustang I can go through that corner flat out, so maybe just having that extra edge on the grip for Mustang is its edge, if you will. And begin to see the tail end of the grid that we can start to start to lap here. Alright, it's a little different when you got obstacles along the way, since your racing line is not exactly optimal. So yeah, about a lap for a minute here. And this national circuit, I don't think we benefit as much from drifting or slipstreaming, simply because there's just too many corners. Not suitable for these that particular feature, right? Perhaps, but I mean every bit makes, I guess, adds to the racing dynamics. So I would really enjoy if they implemented drifting and slipstreaming features onto races other than just NASCAR. I mean, it's not like laws of physics change. You know what I mean? But it is what it is for the time being, at least. And I know they can do it because there has been, there was one special event where we raced, I don't remember which car it was exactly, but there was one car, I think it was one of the Lamborghinis, maybe one of the Hurricanes that we had to win, where during the special event we got to drift. So, you know, the question is like, why limit it to just that one? Why can't we enjoy that in every race? Because that makes everything, every single race, a lot more less predictable in a way. Because if you can, you know, drift with faster opponents, your lap time would be significantly better. But oh well. Oh yeah, look at this. Second lap. Lapping for the second time. Oh, talk about tail happy. Oh, little bit of bumping. Oh, try to avoid collision there. Alright, so here we are, final lap. I mean, I got like 2 laps on these guys. Well, not all of them, but many of them. So for this one, I'll try driving in reverse. Looking at the rear view mirror here. Have a different racing game. Alright, I think got turn coming up here. Obviously going in reverse, our speed is a lot lower. And then there we go, to the left and to the right. And then still see no signs of my opponents here. Now let's see, which way do we turn? If we're going in reverse, I guess we turn right. There we go. I still have a lap on these guys, don't I? Alright. I wonder if you can drift going in reverse. Probably not, because you have to meet certain, you have to be going so fast, and 55 miles per hour I don't think is fast enough to get you the drifting ability. So there's our answer. Driving like a someone intoxicated here, in reverse, that is. Alright, here's the finish line, and looks like a lap is, we find out how many yards. About 3,300 yards is a lap, it looks like, here at Catalunya National. So we'll have to wait for these guys to catch up. Oh, that's the finish line, isn't it? I should probably get a little bit closer. Especially if I'm gonna cross the finish line in reverse. Don't hit me, guys. Because if you do, I will accidentally go past the finish line here and end up winning with a much greater margin of victory than I care to. I'm just sitting here, so don't hit. Assuming what I'm hearing there was the cars on the other side of the track doing their thing. But how come when I'm outside I don't really hear it? When I'm inside I hear it better. Interesting. Alright, there it comes, Gooch. Oh, that was a direct hit. Got T-boned at the end. Alright, so obviously that took a bit longer than necessary. But more importantly, that is good enough for tier 13. So here we go, moving on to, yeah, the puts the cars, should put it solidly in red. Yep. So we'll try to see if I can complete the remaining races without servicing it at this point, since I have only 2 more tiers to go. So there we go, unlocks tier 14 and 7,000 racing dollar bonus for completion. So alright, we'll see you in the next tier.